Hey Daisha, what's happening? Oh, hey. One second.
Man, what happened?
Hello?
What the heck was that noise?
My desk, my chair hitting the mic stand thing.
Man.
Ah! Oh man, no one's gonna be able to see any of this stuff. Really? It's a little tiny. Little tiny.
Dude, I like this drawing. I like where it's going.
So hey, dude. Yeah, this drawing could be cool.
This drawing is gonna be very fucking cool. There's no way around it. You started off with ambition.
So are you playing Dark Souls?
I was. I'm eating ramen.
Ramen. Oh man. Real ramen? Or
No.
homemade ramen?
No.
Psh,
From Walmart.
psh, I don't even consider that. I don't know. I don't gotta know.
It costs about $1. No, I'm not eating that $14 plus tip artisanal ramen downtown in the old market district.
What?
It just tastes better if it's really difficult to park your car. Food tastes better. It builds like a level of anticipation.
Yep.
There's so many pieces to the ritual. Like you have to go get quarters so you can put quarters in the machines.
No, you need to go out more.
Parking meters.
It's all use your card.
Well, of course I know that.
I park my car all the time.
I was only pretending. So you can just scan your card downtown?
Yeah.
Man, the last time I was there, I had to appear in front of a magistrate, and I had like a really dirty shirt.
That's right.
Like the dirtiest shirt ever.
You had like a whole story.
Like extremely.
Well, you see, I had no choice.
Like the worst possible way to appear in front of a judge. Yeah, this looks like some Wayward stuff.
Why?
I hate the fact that I say Wayward with like a slight southern accent. I can't quite get rid of. It's Wayward, W-I-R-D word. The word looks really nice on the page. That's what matters. So it's not much longer in the book, if I ever write it, that they're gonna go on their journey. It's like any good fantasy, they end up in the woods with the campfire because that's just what you do, and you just sleep on the ground when you're traveling.
Right.
In any sort of like medieval period, you just find a clearing, and this is suitable. This is a good clearing.
So this kind of drawing would probably, I would noodle on this for hours.
Months, years.
So I don't know what we'll get, if it'll even be decipherable within the evening.
So far, so good. You're pretty fast. You're a heck of a lot faster than me.
Yeah.
I thought I could like develop speed, but it just didn't turn out. So I'm just slow as heck. I don't know. It's probably exactly the same for you, but like I would start out with very simple shapes, and I would shade them really, really quickly. But then as I go through it, I get more and more ideas, and it like just starts taking forever. Every little thing. Oh, this shape is too simple, and then because I added more complexity here, I need more complexity over here now.
Yeah.
Just like a whole thing.
A lot of my stuff is like, I know I'm not going to get the lighting the way I want it. Because I can't just throw down the tone. Or sleep under a hedge. Hey, Matt. Like anymore when I'm doing pencil drawings like this, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a while before I've got all my tonal mapping or whatever figured out.
Or whatever, just the precisely accurate words to use or whatever. But yeah, the values, man, it's all that matters. But where the heck is the light coming from? Okay, so you got your fire,
So
right?
there's gonna be fire, and there's a moon that's gonna be cascading through. So it's like dark woods, light to dark, and then yellow, reds here. I'm thinking in painting term, like in paint, whatever.
Dude.
So she'd be cast, and they'd be like orangey yellow, and then it would go up into light blue, light white, to a bright shiny moon. And all this is dark shadow all through here. And then down in the depths would be candle-lit silhouettes and cutouts of little mole dudes.
Oh my god. Alright.
And here's a big lantern right here up close. So it'd be like depth of like a big character right here with a lot of detail. And then little huddled things I wanted all their noses up in the air, like they're all being quiet, like listening.
Oh, it's like story time.
So they're all like listening to whatever's going on up here.
Oh, okay, alright.
But
That might be difficult to convey in
yeah.
body language.
Yeah. Like impossible. Like body language of creatures I don't know how to draw.
I don't know how you just got so brave tonight. That's some good stuff. I feel like I'm here just as your toady, but I think all of what I just heard is amazing. I'm super stoked, especially like orange, fire, blue.
Yeah. You just say the word. It's like it's promise. Trust me, it would be a good painting because there'd be like colors here and here
No, no, I'm sorry. I can't say a single disparaging word about it. That is great. Good stuff tonight.
Yeah, I don't even know actually.
And it's
Yeah, I
from the
zoomed
book
in
that I never
closer,
read,
and so
too.
now it's kind of harder to see all of it. But
It's relevant to the conversation.
it's like maybe I'll nudge it down a little bit. I don't know. I didn't
Yeah,
think
that's it.
this. I didn't-
That's my favorite trope in all of fantasy. Is you just go out and you just have like a backpack and you just kind of walk, and there's not really any roads.
yeah,
And then eventually you just like, oh, I'm tired. they just make a fire. The details of how that fire is created are often very fuzzy. Like who knows? It's actually a good chance to invent some magic items, do some world building.
yeah, or show off whatever skills they've got.
Yep, yep. It's all sorts of
Ah.
exposition based on that fire, because making fire is like super difficult. I think most people are aware of that to some extent.
Man, I love this show Alone. I don't know if you've seen it.
Alone in the Naked, Naked and Alone.
No, but it's similar, but it's pretty. It's basically watch some dudes go and starve for like months at a time trying to win a bunch of money.
Yeah,
But
they
they're
should.
all like usually they're kind of like these like survival shows. These guys are usually pretty like cheesebally, and these dudes are all dudes and ladies are all pretty gnarly.
Dude, you know what? Stop, Matt. Have you ever tried using a flint and steel? Because I have.
It's amazing how hard all that stuff is, even with all of their shit that they've got.
Like, so, I mean, the main character building, the main exposition you get out of the way is, for instance, Shelly trying to use a flint and steel. She might be like, I don't know. It just depends. I guess she's like a farm girl. Maybe she'd be great at it.
Yeah, I bet that they'd all be pretty well. Maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe it's not really such an opportunity as I thought it was. But yeah, it's like you
Baba
better
kept
have
all
some
the
practice.
Baba
You're
kept
not.
all the flames lit eternal.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's used to using cantrips. She's never done this. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like,
She
what?
Scrolly things.
Where science meets the rubber of
What?
fantasy. Where it's like, what do you use? Do you use old practical means or?
She's well. It's called Powder of Venus, and I don't have any on me right now. We get some science stuff in there.
Yeah. And they just sort of he just like whips out stuff,
Yeah,
metal.
there's a million ways to skin a cat.
Oh
Just
my
a
god,
million.
I am destroying this.
And settling down for the night presents so many of them. And of course, food. Like your choices of food. Like Shelly's gonna be thinking about Clover. Like craving
Ah,
her normal food.
potatoes.
Well, Henry, all he stuck in his knapsack was yams that whole time. Men never want any variety. That's another that's another fantasy trope.
It's like, did you just take 6 pounds of?
Yep. In the Wheel of Time, it happens all the time. Like if we let the men go to town and do the shopping, they're just gonna bring back bacon and nothing else. We'll all die of malnourishment.
I'll be malnourished.
Shopping. But yeah, that's one of the big goals is making this whole thing an ode to tropes. Most tropey tropes book ever. Because I feel like we've had a solid 20 years of people trying to subvert the fantasy genre. Like, it feels like every single author, every single new book or IP I read is always some kind of spin. You know, they just really don't want to be the Lord of the Rings or the Wheel of Time. And that's part of why Abercrombie was so refreshing. Even you were able to read that. It was just straight up. Here's your thief. Here's your mage.
Yeah, I like that. That was alright. I like Abercrombie.
Very refreshing to just have a mage that just explodes people's heads. Hey, it's magic. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. They're like, whoa, and even he was like, yeah. Like, yep.
Whoa, I try not to do that. Sometimes it's necessary. It's very hard to control the tempest of ages. It's just, high art.
He had to like cover his tracks with like reverence, right? Like, oh, you're like, Jesus, dude.
Yep, everyone's got PTSD now.
Like, thanks. Like, terrified. I never want to see that happen again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, it's good stuff. When a mage pops off, it's really good. And I can't wait to rewrite when basically when Shelley uses magic for the first time. I want to rewrite it so it's just, I want to set the tone more that the stuff is really hard to control and has consequences, and like you really shouldn't mess with it. Like, she burns her hand horribly. Like, I gotta fit that in there. She burned her hand really bad casting fire, you know, which is something I've always thought about for the longest time. This book's just full of ideas like that. Like, I was thinking as a kid, like, if you cast fire, does it hurt? Like, do you have to cast another spell to protect yourself from the fire while you're doing it? I've always thought about that.
Or does magic fire burn differently? Like, it feels like my hands are freezing off.
Oh, it's cold fire. In fact, I think there's a long fantasy saga called the Cold Fire Saga or something that I refuse to read based on its name. Cold Fire.
Cold fire.
Please take two opposing elements, slam them together.
I'd read it.
The Cold Fire Saga.
Okay, so
I might be exaggerating, but it's something like that. It's just.
It sounds like a million books that are out there.
Oh man, there's so many. And a lot of them were before people started subverting the genre so much. So it's like, yeah, back then it was super, super saturated. Like, as of about 95. You had so many Dungeons and Dragons books. Like, what were those called? Dragonlance?
Dragonlance and Forgotten Realms, those are still all... They're not trying to subvert anything. They're right down the line.
Bone stock, frozen pizza fantasy stories.
I love them. Exactly, I love them so much. I like them just as much as I like cheesy Western little pulp novels.
The dwarf's going to be grumpy, and he's going to complain about elves all the time. And that's just how it is. And I'm kind of sick of it, but I'm more sick of people trying to put some spin on it. Getting really old. Like, Brandon Sanderson will always say, like, some kind of, like, he'll never use the word magic, for instance. He just refuse to ever use the word potion. He'll never use a scroll or anything.
Really?
Like, he's just really pointedly turning his... Anyway.
Yeah.
He's refusing to use any of this stuff. and it's pretty obvious.
Oh man. Yeah, I didn't really know what I was gonna do tonight. I was like, do I start? What do I do? A drawing, a painting. I couldn't pick a thing. It's like, I guess I'm just gonna do a sketch. A really ridiculous sketch.
It's gonna be good. It's good. It's
and then
good.
I'll definitely have to. This is gonna be a painting. Ah. The guitar. I need to turn off the music. I think it's basically off.
Yeah, it was super low. I hurt myself today.
Any hot takes today?
Oh man, I got a ton of them. I'm not sure how many are appropriate for the stream.
Yeah. Oh, I got a bummer one. Valheim released a trailer. An animated trailer.
So they made millions and millions
They
of
don't
dollars.
realize that they already had gold, and then they're like, but an animated one would be really good, right? I'm like, no.
Valheim is a
No.
smash hit for what, 2, 3, like a team as small as 5 people. Who
Why?
knows?
Why did they do that?
So they got all the money in the world, and they're gonna make like an animation division of those
Oh,
two.
this is the worst idea possible. You wasted so much effort for nothing. Or money, I don't know. It was just...
Probably
Why?
just hiring people.
Why?
Yikes. But yeah,
And
the game is
ch-
opposed to all that. It feels like, but maybe that was just
yeah, that was just...
limitation.
right.
That wasn't vision. That
Yeah,
was
that wasn't vision, it was limitation.
a
The
lack of
same way with like the design work is kind of like a little bit lacking, but yet they just worked with what they had available and actually creates more charm. But they didn't realize that. I was like, oh, the stuff you had was good.
I feel like we've been here a million times before.
It's so lame.
With a
It's like
million
I want to be
different
like, no,
products.
no, you don't
Because
realize what you have. You
that's
have
my
gold.
beloved Dark Souls, man. In a nutshell,
You have gold right here. Stop, stop.
they just
That
keep taking my favorite game and they keep missing the point of why it was my
they're
favorite
like,
game.
I know. I really like that Overwatch intro or something. Like I don't know what it is that they like that they're still not hitting the bar of.
Oh man,
They're like, but maybe if we do a 2D
oof.
and not very good and just man.
That's rough, but it won't hurt them any. You know, it's not like counterproductive. It's just kind of a waste.
I was like, this has nothing of interest at all. Biggest fan.
I don't know if they quite understand their audience. And also maybe they just want massive tax write-offs, you know? Maybe there's a reason for stuff like that.
Yeah, who knows?
Some hidden reason in there. Like if you have a VFX team, the government grants special tax breaks
Who knows?
for employing these otherwise unemployable people. You just have
I mean, it was for what it was. I know people like that kind of stuff, so to me, it was just like this doesn't fit your mood. It doesn't fit your anything that you've already built.
and they might not work there anymore. Think about that too. They could be in Monaco, just just in some coastal city, tax haven, just chilling forever. Which
That's
is what I
true.
would do.
That's true.
I would hightail it to the nearest ocean.
Yeah.
Granted, they can also work remotely. I don't know. Not really a big deal, but I could see I could see a lot of people quitting once they have a windfall. Is it windfall or windfall? By the way, I should look that up.
Uh,
No.
I'm not gonna know for certain. For
Wind
certain.
windfall with a D.
I thought it was wind,
Yeah,
but I don't know. Oh, it is?
yeah. It has the D. It's
See, I
basically
pretend like I didn't know it as you were saying that's what it was.
when the wind pushes you over. That's a windfall.
It's like, oh, I didn't catch you telling me that's what you just found out. I couldn't tell.
Yeah,
That's what I thought it was though.
watching some VODs of our collaborative streams. I'm not the most easy to understand person in the world. I could probably triangulate some better diction and
That's me.
pronunciation.
You listen to yourself and you're like, oh, I hate the way
Why
I
is
hate the way I
Chong? Why is
sound.
Cheech and Chong like an amalgamation of those two? Why does that have to be my voice? It's what I don't understand. Why am I cursed with this? So I just go around asking why, and there's never any answer. Dude, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be a good picture. There's a whole heck of a lot of busy deets, but that's kind of what you do.
Yeah, and it's gonna be way worse in a drawing than it is in a painting. Like in a painting, you push all the busyness back.
You have like way more dimensions to work with.
It's like you need to kill all the white.
Well, what the heck is that?
This is called a tortillion.
Really?
Yeah, and it's just a blending stump.
It's where you just make this stuff up.
I might not be saying it right. No, I'm saying it perfectly.
Oh, yes.
Anyways.
Let me grab the old parsimonious quintillion. the old feather bore milk drink, milk toast.
Oh man.
Henpecked milk toast. I don't know. Whole bunch of words. So, is that a pencil or not?
No, it's just a piece of paper wrapped really tightly so you can peel it. Peel off or you can sharpen it in like a pencil sharpener type thing. This is pretty big. So.
It's coincidental that the tips are black like graphite?
No, that's from the stuff I'm doing that. It's picking it up.
Oh, okay. That's straight up bizarre.
Just a blending stump.
So it's like a Q-tip, only it lasts forever.
Yeah, kinda.
Like, how soft is it? I really want to touch it now.
Yeah, it's kind of soft and light. Super light. Because it's a piece of paper rolled up.
Is that one of those necessary tools that beginners need before they can get started?
I don't know. No, this is the stuff that comes with every dumb, cheap little pencil drawing kit.
Oh, okay.
They give you one of these, and they give you a pencil, and they give you a kneaded eraser, because you need one. And they give you a, I don't ever use it, but it's like a sandpaper pad, so you can like sharpen the tip of a pencil. You know how the tip of a pencil gets dull kind of quick? without
Would you
complete.
just keep, would you just keep it on the table and then just rub your pencil?
Yeah, you just literally go and it's like 2 seconds.
Very fast.
Yeah, and it's back to a point again. You just kind of twist it. But I use a mechanical pencil, so. And yeah. Oh man.
That's crazy. Yeah, I've never seen that before. I wonder what you're gonna whip out next. There'll always be something.
You got something in there? What else you got? What other weird garbage? Hold on.
Reaching.
Reach. I don't know where it's at. I think Mallory might have stole it. I have like an electric eraser that goes zzz. Yeah, but
It's when you're in a hurry.
it's actually pretty awesome.
I'm sure.
Let me go get it real quick.
So I feel like that paper pencil thing. Yeah. I think he left. I think he's gone.
Found it. So then you can just like so
Oh my goodness gracious.
so you can just sort of carve out stuff really, really fast.
That's clean. That really removes every little bit. In an instant. Oh, you can draw with it.
Yeah. So it's pretty handy.
That's super handy, dude.
But yeah, so that's use these things. These hacks, these drawing hacks. Electric eraser. Get it from Sakura.
That's genuinely very impressive though. Like I didn't think it would make such nice.
No,
nice holes and
it's really
everything.
cool.
That's
really,
very cool.
Really, it works. Like,
So wait, you could draw on like negative with that thing.
that's right. That's exactly what you do.
So wait, you're telling me?
You're telling me that's not all. Watch this.
Oh goodness gracious!
You can take out the nib and put in different types of erasers that do different things. No, I don't know about that.
Are you sponsored by these guys? I have to wait like 5 seconds to see what you actually do.
No, I didn't really do anything. Back to noodling. Actually, I should color in this stuff here.
Yeah, you're not done with this pass yet.
Oh no.
Do you have any tips on drawing fire? I failed miserably in making fire today.
No. Go look at some. So,
Go look at fire.
remember there was this person that kept talking during our a few streams ago and really interested in the things like the story and whatnot. Well, she asked for the tips on, or I don't know if it's she. They asked for tips on what was it? How to add story.
Yeah. Oh
And
man.
I jokingly was like, just laughed because I have no clue what to say to that. I don't. I mean, I don't know how to do it. Anyways, I was like, I think I felt like I was like, I felt like I was kind of rude there. Never been back.
Oh no.
She had been, or I don't know why I think it's a she. Maybe because I looked up an Instagram or something. I don't know, but I was like, I think I might have been kind of rude in that. I was just playing back to see if I missed any chats, and I was like, Dustin, that sounded kind of rude. Never, haven't seen the person again. Like, oh, oops. Well,
Yeah, I don't know.
not very good. Not very good at giving tips.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't take it that way. Don't take it that way. Basically, there's probably so many transient lurkers that are just gonna.
Well, I just realized like sometimes I can be very like rude when people ask me stuff, like in person. Like, I don't know.
And it's also true that these are some of your first streams, and you'll, get in the
It's
groove.
like, oh crap. I was probably too much of a jerk.
Treating it more like you're at work or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call it, but no, I don't think so at all. I don't think. My advice is always just be yourself.
That's like the worst idea I've ever heard. This is horrible.
Be
That's
yourself, dude.
horrible. If I was myself, I wouldn't be on here.
They love confidence.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like we got.
It was a thing I noticed. I was just like, oh, remember when you said you felt like you were kind of rude? And then, like, oh, that person's never been back.
Yeah.
They were asking about all sorts of things.
Nah, you're going to have to cut it out with that line of thinking.
Oh, no.
It goes nowhere. There's going to be so many people. But yeah, how to tell a story? You just you're gonna either do it or you're just not.
It's so hard. It's so hard to tell a story. It's one of those things where I'm like, that's what I'm going to work on this year constantly. I'm going to work on, What's funny is George teaches a master's degree level narrative illustration course. I should be like, hey, dude, give me the rundown on how to add story. And he just probably shrug. I don't know.
Gee, I don't know. Unless I'm getting paid, I don't lie to people unless I'm getting paid or something. But I'm sure there's stuff to say about it. But yeah, it's always got the grain of salt of this is kind of what works for me. This is what I found is,
Right.
It's what I've found that works. It might not work for you. Here's something you can try.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff you're supposed to say.
Because for the most part, you just need to consume a lot more art until you get inspired and get, knowledgeable about what works and what doesn't.
It's like I was thinking, like, well, maybe I'll just find illustrations that look like they tell a story and be like, what exactly is it that's telling the story here, and see if we can do it. A lot of it's like gesture of characters and stuff, and it's like it's like I'm lucky if I can get a thing to look like a thing, let alone make it have the right facial whatever. Anyways,
that's not true. You gotta give yourself a little bit more credit than that.
No, I mean that's what it like this little dude here. I know you can't see it very well, but I was like happy that I just got it into the right shapes that I kind of wanted, that I can tell I can carve out. But I'm like, oh, now is that dude telling an emotion? Is that conveying a posture that I want to like put in the story? Like, I don't know. I was just happy it kind of fit the right proportions I wanted. Like, how do I shift it to convey like longing or a pensive? Like, just throw those words out there, and you're like, oh my god, how do I do that? How do you make a character look like they're in a pause?
Shoulders slumped forward.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to do this and that, and the other thing.
It's a lot of thinking, whereas when I draw, I don't. I like rely on like feeling stuff out.
That's good. Because there's not really a way that you can get your brain to enjoy something that's so analytical. I think that's probably what stops most people from doing very much. Is you got to get into the jazz mindset, the improvisational hippie woo woo
Yeah.
flow state, this or that. They'll
Well,
call it a million
I
things.
always attribute it to like you have to get good enough at drawing where it's like where almost anything can just flow out. It's like walking. Like you can just put out all the shapes without thinking. That way you're like the more you can expand to that level. Like do a body, do a car, do a bike or whatever until you can get to the point where you can kind of just whip one out. Then you can start putting together stories. Because otherwise you're still hung up trying to walk. You're like, I
Dude,
can't even walk down the street yet. And you want
it's
me to tell a
difficult.
story.
Yep, for sure. But the one thing all that advice shares in common, I've read an awful lot of it, where it's just like you don't want to dissect the thing. Basically, all the joy is dead when you dissect it. When you, it's interesting because anyways, this picture is a bisection, but yeah, analysis will kill your flow. And I think that's really all it boils down to is you kind of get what you get and move on to the next thing.
Right.
You
Right.
know, because that's just how it's going to be. And maybe it's different for some people, but that's probably just how it's going to be for the vast majority of creative people. You got practice until the controls disappear, until you
Yeah. I felt
you're
that way
not.
with 3D. I kept saying like the way I can like draw without really thinking, but when 3D I never got like I literally tried for like a couple like 1 year I tried with 3D. I was like even after all of like the efforts and tutorials and I sculpted this and I drew this and I made seeds or whatever, I couldn't get to like a comfortable. It felt like I had axes glued or like as fists. Like I was
Oh
just
yeah,
chopping. I'm like, I'm not making any headway.
yep. It's gonna take 10 more years.
Right.
It's just the
Like,
way it
yeah,
is.
you're probably not just gonna get it. Well, see, that's the thing. Some did though. Some people did just kind of like,
Yeah, you're not so lucky.
it's like, maybe not.
Yep, I feel like probably the most crucial part of my upbringing was having friends that were way better at music than me. Like so much better that it was just impossible. So I never got a big head.
Mm,
Otherwise, you know, I might have had some really rude awakenings in, let's say, art school,
oof.
because some people are just talented, man. It's just like they're like so. My friend Gene, for instance, he was combining talent with raw hard work, with raw, pure just practice every day, 4 or 5 hours every day,
Right.
if not more. And what can men do against such reckless hate?
Yeah, you can't really keep up with that, huh?
Not only can you not keep up, you feel like
This is a
for
mistake.
for every, you know, 100 of me, there's one of them, and they are going to get all the music job. And there's only so many to go around.
Nah, they aren't gonna get music jobs. They're gonna just like disappear into the Andes or whatever.
Yep. When you're that good, dude, you could do that. When you're a really good artist, you can go anywhere and just survive. Like, it doesn't matter. People will pay you for stuff. Heck, they might even patronize you if you're good enough. That's what's happening to Gene.
I hate being patronized.
But that's, that's how it works. They just want to be around the artist.
Right.
Who can blame them? I do. That's my main thing. Like, I would always try to get Gene to play the piano. Like, can you please just play the piano? I just want to hear it.
Oh, fine. Oh, jeez. I've only been waiting for that exact question.
Please play it. It's like, well, I've been practicing 4 hours today. I'm not sure if I'm okay. Man, what am I looking at? I'm sorry. I've got to do it. What the heck are you drawing right now?
What? Which one? Where? What? Why?
Right now. Or 5 seconds ago, I guess.
This area?
Bottom right. What the heck, man?
Yeah. This is gonna be a.
Oh, all right. That's awesome. Never mind. Continue.
It's gonna be a lantern.
It was too low in the your whatchamacallit, your border was covering it.
Yeah.
I stand corrected. Please carry on.
Hey.
Yeah.
Haas. Thanks for the follow. Is that your Smurf account, horse?
Did you have any reference for this lantern? Or are you just winging it?
I'm just winging this one. Should have reference. And I'm like,
I don't use reference. And look at me. Look how I turned out.
No, it's never really a good thing to not use reference.
Yeah, I know.
Of some sort.
Like, I got done with that whole painting today, and then finally realized that I don't even know what burnished metal looks like. I haven't even looked at it.
Yeah, I know. But you're just having fun, so
I guess so.
who cares? Because, yeah, first suggestion's like, so did you gather any metal reference?
Gray.
Before you started that? Before you had fun just noodling around for a couple hours?
Because it's got to be like... It's got to be like a little bit stained. It's got to be a little bit like used.
So what you did was, I would call that like a underpainting, or kind of like this sketch is basically an underpainting, where when I would go to do a painting, then I would try to find reference after I'd already had gotten this down. Like, I'd go find reference for kind of a lantern in the kind of like the right angle, and then maybe add shadows and lighting accordingly, or find different textures I want to show, like roots, a picture of roots, and then just incorporate it into the painting, kind of. So that way it's not, because otherwise you get reference and you're like, I drew it this exact same lantern, and just plopped it in like a sticker, and then that would not be cool.
Yeah, you just need to understand it. You just need to understand it. That's all. You gotta get it in your head. And the thing is, I was attempting to get a surface that reflects everything around it into my head. It doesn't seem very. It seems like impossible now that I look at it.
The surface that reflects everything around it.
Metal. Gosh darn it. Like I'm looking at some pictures and I can like clearly see the sky and clouds.
Yeah, you can like tell it's like those
It,
those domes in 3D or whatever, where you see the
and
sky dome or whatever they call it.
it's not even. It's not even very polished or anything.
No,
It's
you don't
still
really have to have a whole lot. It's kind of implied, just a few colors. The same jarring,
dang
but it
man.
works.
Art is too difficult.
You getting tired?
I've been tired for like weeks.
Oh yeah, how did that garage putter situation turn out?
Amazing, dude. It's chalky.
No, but you're like makeshift little.
Oh, it's just a lazy boy. So this happened so long ago. It's like 3 years ago, but Ashley said, "We're getting a lazy boy. My coworker is bringing it over in his truck." So, and she was very happy. She's like, "You're gonna love it. It's a, it might be used, but it's still great. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be great. It's
Uh
not
huh.
just gonna be trash that somebody hoists upon us, like we're the dump or something." So, anyways, we get the chair, we get it out of the truck, and it's got like stains all over it. Like I
Yeah.
don't want the chair at all. I don't want it in my house. And
Oh,
we're like, "Oh yeah, we'll put it inside later."
you had a bad attitude.
Yeah. No, no, we were perfectly cordial. I had a great attitude, except inwardly in my thoughts. That was bad. But anyway, so there's a giant, and I mean huge recliner in my garage, and I throw discs at it, and it makes no sound. And it just plops down on the seat, and turned out pretty okay.
That's cool.
Like I sit in it when I smoke.
When you smoke.
Yeah, it's like super comfy. But that's all it is. It's just a chair. Oh, and I run into it with my car every day. To make sure that I'm in the garage far enough, I bump
Right.
that chair with my car. Foolproof. Why don't you use the fuck? Why, why don't you use the spinning eraser?
Uh,
Electric one.
why? Why aren't you using that?
You're doing all these hand movements that you really don't need to. This process has been automated by technology.
Uh, yeah, I like the It's more of a jackhammer than a fine tune. Eraser, like this thing. This thing is sharp. Oh, I didn't realize I can't even see what I'm doing. Oh man. Now that it's a little bit.
Hoo hoo hoo. That's cool.
You have all this. Yeah, but basically, this is like a couple night sketch. It doesn't need to be, but if I want it to look, because like if I want it to look finished. But it's like, why though? Why am I going into detail when it wants to be a painting? Like, I don't know. So that was the thing I was having the hardest time figuring out. I wanted to like design paintings like with pencil sketches, but then I would show people pencil sketches, and they're like a jumbled mess because I wasn't putting in like lighting and making it very clear. Like those ones that are just, I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, it was more a blueprint for you to follow.
Yeah,
later.
and it's just like endless lines just stacked on top of each other. And if you look at like comic pages, like at the pencil stage, that's exactly what they're like too. They're just, it's like, this is indecipherable. You can't make anything out. And then someone comes along and
It's like a treasure map.
yeah. So it's like, well, do you want to have a finished sketch that people can understand? It's like, yeah, kinda, and then also I don't really care because it was just basically me noodling on a painting idea, and that's just what I had to show for it. Do you want to put another 4 hours rendering in pencil for no reason?
The answer is yes. It looks awesome. It's shockingly cool looking. I'm surprised you got so many different values out of the pencil. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't do this very often.
What the
Smooth shading with a pencil.
Okay, so I yes and no. Yes and no. I guess you're right. So not as often. No.
There's some like gradients in there. It's cool. I'm astonished. Let's just say I'm astonished.
Astonished. This is how you end up getting textures. So then I'll draw, I'll blur it out, and then I'll erase out certain areas, and then I'll go back in over the top and continue to re-noodle details and details until it's whatever.
I was gonna say it's a lot like lowering the contrast in Photoshop. Like you just kind of smash it down so you can.
Yep, and then build it back up, and then build it back up. Smash it down, build it back up.
Cool.
But yeah. Anyways, I'm kind of tired. I got started on something at least. I will continue this.
Oh man.
I'm just gonna call it. I know. I could keep going. You should keep going, but I'm just like exhausted. I was almost so close to not streaming at all. It's like,
Me
no,
too.
no. Do something. Draw something.
Maybe you should draw when you're tired more often. Dang. All right. All right. Good night.
All right. Later, dude. Okay. I wanted to have this further along, but it's not going to be the case. That's the trick. I'm always tired. Yeah. Yes, Matt. We're always tired. Always. Now, I don't know if I should finish this sketch or scan it, work it in, or take a picture and work out the shapes and start the painting, because I'd rather make it a painting than a fully rendered pencil sketch. Ugh. Alright. See you later, dude. And whoever else is hanging out.